Well, at some point you outgrow the basics and you got to start going vertical if you want to have enough room in your 3D print ranch, 3D print farm, however you want to do it. And the point of this is, if you've been following the channel, you know I started off using these excellent Flexi Spot vertical desks or adjustable desks. In fact, I still have one right there. We're still trying to get it cleaned up. And I still use it. I got another one over there. They're great desks. I have one at my desk. I have one at my wife's desk. We use them all the time. But when it comes to maximizing footprint, you got to go vertical. And that's where it starts looking at shelving. And I did a lot of research into this. And I'm going to show you why I decided to go with these shelves. Now, these are from a brand called WorkPro. Now, on my other channel, I've worked with WorkPro for years. We've done sponsored videos. Actually, I don't think we've done any sponsored videos, but they've sent us a lot of equipment in the past. They did not send this to us. We bought this, or I bought this myself. But let me show you what we got here. So this is one of the desks I was using previously. I could get 3 machines on it of the mid style, you know, the mid size, the 256 by 256 bamboos. And it was great. I could lift them up. I could have some storage underneath. In fact, I've got one that I could actually put that one under. I don't know if it was that one or if it was a different one. They were very useful for putting 3 cabinets or three printers wide on it. But we switched to this. Let me zoom out here for you so you get the full perspective. These are heavy-duty industrial grade shelving units that I ordered from WorkPro. And I'm going to show you these at the end of the video and show you how to order them and stuff if you want to go that route. And as you can see, we've got them in a 3-tier configuration. Now, I have 9-foot ceilings in here. It is conceivable that I could have gone higher with this. This is not the maximum height shelving that is made. They make ones that go up to 72. My plastic shelving over here, that's 72. I couldn't get, I don't believe I could get 3 tier. If I went all the way to the bottom and I was just using, in fact, let me show you these other ones. If I went all the way to the bottom and pushed these down, I could probably get 3 sets on there. I didn't want to be climbing that much. I'll be honest, I already have to use a ladder to service these. I wasn't going to be getting way up there, up and down all the time. It was just, the squeeze wasn't worth the juice to me. It might be to you, but here's the deal. All the setups I've seen, the top shelf is, we'll call it open frame. And by open frame, I mean that the top shelf isn't all the way up at the top. And if you had a 72 going up there, it would be all the way up there. So I was like, why buy the 72 if I'm not going to go all the way up? And that's why I decided to save some money and go with these. Now, let me show you a close-up of these and show you exactly how heavy-duty these really are. Okay, on each one of these, you've got basically a C channel on here. You can see it there at the back. It's got ribbing that goes across there, and that is bolted through to this, so that's not going to slide around or anything. Now, I've got wood on it, but they come with this kind of steel kind of mesh, which is good enough if you're putting totes or something on there. But for what I was going to use, I just had some plywood cut and use that. It was not a big deal. Now, they have these little cutout tabs here that go into these slots. So it's held at 2 points, 2 on the back, so 4 in total. This right here is just a safety pin, if you would, and it just slides in there and just sits there to keep it from accidentally getting bumped out. It'd be a real thing to be able to accidentally bump one of those out. Now, as you can see on the bottom, we do have that down there, really just for the rigidity of the frame, if nothing else. I might find something to store down there. I haven't figured out anything right now. I guess I could put some filament and whatnot. You can decide for you what you would use, but I can fit 3 easily. I can fit 3 of the standard 256 by 256. That's the P1S, the P2S, the X1 carbon, any of those kind of mid-size boxes you can fit here. Now, as far as the full frame, I've got 3 of the H series, the H2C, the H2D, and the brand new, or at least new to me, H2S. And we're going to be testing them against each other to show, but they do fit right there. What they don't do is I don't have room on those with all 3 of them to have a filament dump on the side. And that's what I'm talking about. Like here, you can see this. On these, I've got plenty of room there to have the poop chute, if you would, out there on the side. Not a problem. Now you'll notice on the top one here, this one's a little offset. The power cord doesn't quite reach our power strip in the back, so it's set back for right now. we're gonna find another, I'll either get a longer power cord or we'll mount the power strip up top. We're still kind of feeling out which way is gonna work best for all of this. But as far as the cost and setup, we're gonna get to that in just a second. But the setup was super easy. It took probably about half an hour. The longest part, honestly, was screwing the little ribs into the C channel there, and that's just fiddly little bits, not hard. Getting the plywood cut, I actually didn't even cut it myself. I went to my local hardware or lumber store and told them, hey, I need these cuts. I ordered them, drove up, picked them up, and they just snapped into place. As you see over here, I've got some of the extra metal shelvings, and we actually have, for each one of these, we actually have an extra shelf we could go across. Now, the reason we went at this level, well, we decided to match these up in case I later decide to do H-series across here. But you can see here, I've got plenty of room. Let me open this up. Let me unlock it. I've got plenty of room to open this up and to remove spools as I need. And I got plenty of clearance. Now on the other side, on the H side, it's not quite as easy. I hit right there. I can get a spool in, I can get a spool out, but it does need a little bit more clearance. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay. If I wanted to put just two, I could probably stagger it so they went into the recess up there. But it's enough room to service them and not really having a problem with them so far. All right, I've shown you, all the basic details and such, and you can clearly see the benefit of putting these on shelving units like this. But let's talk about pricing and what I compared them to before I pulled the trigger on this. So here's the listing that I purchased from. WorkPro Garage Shelving, as you can see here, purchased another variation. I bought the 2-pack. The 2-pack was on sale at the time I purchased for $390 or $195 each, which for heavy duty shelving like this, now granted, it's 68 by 24 by 65. Typically, most of the stuff you're gonna look at is 72, but as I said, the top was gonna be open. I was gonna have a top shelf on it anyway, so why pay for the extra? Now, if you are gonna do it in such a way where that's important to you, then by all means. But for me, there was no benefit, no ROI on that. So, but what I do get is I get 6 printers, very well supported, with easy cabling, the whole 9 yards, easy access, and basically doubles my capacity. In the same space where I had 6 before, I now have 12. That's significant capacity in the same floor print. And I could do that throughout my shop if I wanted to. It's nice and repeatable and stuff like that. So anyway, as I said, 68 by 24 by 65. The 24 is important. That 24 is really important. That 68-inch width is really important. The 65 versus 72 as far as height, up to you. 7,200 load pounds. I'm never going to get anywhere near that of capacity on this. But I really liked the features. I liked the double V here for the support with the tabs plus the locking pin. Again, the metal shelves, they're all right. Again, if I was putting plastic totes or something like that on, I'd just leave the metal shelves. But for me, in fact, at some point, I'm sure I'll move stuff around. And when I do, I'll probably take it out and paint them. And the only reason I didn't paint the wood right now is it's been ridiculously cold in the middle of winter. I could have done it inside, but I didn't want the fumes. So I'll just hold off on the paint. But anyway, so let's show you what it was up against. And the first thing I looked at was Home Depot. I looked at the Husky systems. Now, the Husky shelves aren't bad. I don't want to say that they're bad. I didn't care for them. I don't like the way they interconnect. They use this weird kind of tab. It just seems thinner metal. Doesn't seem quite as robust. Now, granted, I'm not really racking pallets or anything on this, and I'm probably, overthinking this and whatnot, but they just didn't seem to have that same kind of heavy duty construction that I was looking for. And now while you can do the double, that's putting 2 of these together, you could do the same thing with these. You could put another rack on this side and I could extend them out. Basically, if you wanted to, you could buy 2 of them, put 3 shelves on each because they come with 4 shelves. That gives you 1 extra shelf and put those in the center and put a high shelf and a low shelf and lock them all together. Or a high shelf. And I actually thought about doing that. I thought about doing a medium shelf with enough room to put one of my work cabinets underneath it. But I didn't want my printers so far apart because I run them all through a power station. I'll show you all that here in just a second. But going back to this, the Huskies were nice. I also like on the Husky that that you can have the option of getting it in black or red, so you can go either or. And they're $200 for a 72 by 77 by 72 by 24. Now that's 72 inches in width though, so that's, I guess if you're going with all the larger formats, that might be the way to go. All right. For me, I wanted as much in a shorter footprint that would fit where I needed to, and so I needed to save that extra footprint there. I'm just going to have another system around the back that I can have it go into a trough and I can hook up a vacuum to and suck the trough out for all the filament poop, as it were. But everyone's got a different solution, a different workflow, so you got to pick what works for you. Now, the other one, the one I almost pulled the trigger on, was the one over at Lowe's, and that's the Cobalt system. This is their 77 by 24 by 72. Again, I didn't want it quite that wide, which is kind of the reason I hemmed and hawed about it. The wire shelving on this is even better, where it comes over the side and actually grips on the outside. I really like that feature. It gave it a more robust support kind of feel to it. But again, I wasn't planning to really use the metal shelving, so that was not a benefit that I was going to see anything from. Almost identical kind of supports here on the tabs. You see, you got the dual V, you got the notches, you got the safety control pin on it, all that same stuff coming in at a price at $250. $250 for the 72 by 77 versus what we're paying, $235. Now, granted, I paid $195 each, but currently at $235 to jump up, I mean, you're looking at a difference of, what are we talking, like $14, $15 there to go to the 72. That's something you got to decide for yourself if that's what you want. Plus, you could also just go and pick it up at your local Lowe's if they have it in stock. I'll put links to everything down below. You can check it out. Now, one of the other ones I looked at was the DeWalt. I love the look of the DeWalts. They're almost identical as the Cobalt. And let me just say this: the Cobalt, the Lowe's, or sorry, the Lowe's, the Cobalt at Lowe's, the DeWalt and the WorkPro they look like they come out of the same factory. However, the DeWalt has some nicer finishes to it. Besides the fact that it's got nice bright yellow color, which I love brightly colored stuff. It keeps the brightness up in the room, doesn't make it feel so dark and enclosed. But the metal on this it's painted metal, and it has a better fit and finish to it than the stuff. The grid is tighter. It has rubber feet on it, whereas the other ones are just the metal feet on it. Everything about this seems that they thought it out a little bit better, a little bit nicer, and let me come in here, zoom in, see it. They even have a cap, a metal or a plastic cap up here to make it again feel a little bit nicer. But again, $400 though. Are you going to double the price for a little bit nicer? You got to really like yellow if you're going to do that. All right. But now come back to this, $235. Well, what if I told you right now you could still get this at the price of under $200? $195, which is what I paid for the 2-pack. This is insane. Same company. They're both sold by. This is sold by Great Star. This is sold by Great Star. It's WorkPro is a brand under Great Star. They're both in the same category. They just have a different. I don't know why they have multiple listings. It's the same thing. 68 by 24 by 65, 7,200 pounds. 68 by 24 by 65, 7,200 pounds. It looks exactly the same. I can't tell a difference on this. It looks like the exact same product. But that's the thing. On Amazon, they do this. They put all these different listings everywhere, and they try different price points to see which one people pull the trigger on. This would be the one I would pull the trigger on. Now, they do have, you can buy it in a 1-pack, you can buy it in a 2-pack, you can buy it in a 10-pack. Let's see if we get a cost savings on the 2-pack. $384. That takes it down to $192.50 per unit. Now, if we go with the 10-pack, let's see, we got $259. That's not a savings there, folks. Don't do that. But the 2-pack is definitely a savings. The 1-pack, that's a good deal right there. Whether you just need it for garage storage or you're gonna do 3D printers or whatnot. Now, as far as the other stuff that they have in some different sizes. Again, I wouldn't quite call this a heavy duty. Same with that one. There you go. These the single pin on it or single rack. And when I say single, I'm talking about how many notches there are. The double notches allows you to attach a second unit, but also makes it more robust. Again, single. There's the double. That's the one we were just looking at. Then the 72, this one's, this has got, this is a lighter weight one. That's too bad. And we got this one at 264, and that's a 70, which again, not a bad deal though. 264 for their 72 by 24 by 77. Again, 8,000 pound support on it. I don't know. I still gotta say I think this is the best bet for most people probably. Now, as far as the power strip that I use the Trip Light power strips. If you're gonna buy a commercial grade power strip, Trip Light's where it's at. It's more expensive. It's $97. You get 8 outlets. They're just incredibly well made. I worked with Trip Light way back, like 30 years ago, and I don't think they've changed at all. They're made like Sherman tanks, and they just work. So that's the one I went with, and it's got a 12-foot cord on it. One of the other reasons, try to get when you're adding that much length to the cord, you want to go with something that's a big name brand that you can trust. And then I run all of these into the Oops Guardian 6000 portable power station, 4,600 watts. If you go check it out on my main channel, I'll put a link to the video on my main channel where I powered, I think, like all of these through that. And basically what I do is I have this with a couple extra batteries plugged into the wall, and they have different circuits. They have multiple circuits on here. You can see if they have the side view. I don't see the side view, but right here you can see these are isolated into different circuits. So I can run one shelf on one circuit, one shelf on the other circuit, and that runs all through this, and then that it feeds directly from the wall. Acts kind of like a UPS, but it's a UPS Plus, all right? So it's adding extra power as needed, and then when that power drains out, like when I'm not running it, starts building the battery back up. Absolutely fabulous system. It's on sale right now. Now, granted, full disclosure, they did send me this for a video, but just to let you know, normally $2,500. Coupon price on this is $1,800. So now the reason I went with the shelving, easy. Going vertical gave me more machines per linear or per square foot on my floor plan, which allows me to basically make more money per square foot. And that's what you got to look at, because I'm paying rent here, and I got to divide what I pay in rent and utilities and everything else by how much I can make, how many machines I can have running. And the more machines I can put in here, as well as the other stuff we do, the more money I can make per square foot. And at the end of the day, you got to look at your ROI. It has to balance out at the end of the day. It has to make sense. And the more sense it makes, the more dollars you put in your pocket, all right? Got any questions about it? Put it down below. If you like what we do, go ahead and chomp the old like button, smash it, subscribe, ring the bell on the way out. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.